what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights reaction. Today we have Eternal Breathing, or apparently as some people may call it, the Chapter 15 trailer music. It doesn't have another name in English yet, so I'm just kind of using a rough translation of the Chinese name there, but really that's all that I've got to say on this one. Xenoflare threw it in there. There wasn't any other real comments from the last one. Most people were just laughing at me for getting Thrasis' story kind of wrong, but kind of right, so not a lot of people, I guess, thought to put in a request, but Xenoflare did, and that's what I'm going to be getting to. So without further ado, let's go! Ooh. We got some Midwest emo guitar to start us out. That's a vibe. You know, it was supposed to be a joke, but this sounds a lot like a Midwest emo song. I'm sure it'll change. Okay, that's a little different. Huh. This is really relaxing. Guess this is a trailer song, so... Okay, Midwest emo, now anime trailer song, really. I can see the main character running on the street, crying and yelling. Narration about how his friends leave him. What was that? Was that intentional? Whoa. I was trying to make a joke. You can't just do that to me. Okay, there's still some stuttering here. I'm still not positive that that was intentional. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. It was! Whoa! That's wild! Okay. Okay, this is doing some stuff. I apologize for all of my goofing on it. That had some really interesting things going on there. Of all things to do for sound design, that wasn't the one I anticipated. Okay, so this one started out kind of stereotypical. Like I said, it was giving me that Midwest emo vibe, which I personally love. I'm not against that at all. It is in my life's blood to appreciate that genre. But at the same time, I didn't know exactly what I was going to anticipate through the rest of it. You never know with songs like this. You never know entirely what direction things are going to go. And that stutter, that caught me so off guard, I stuttered. That was so neat. What a neat way to approach a song, to like throw something off, to make a change, make you really catch yourself and process what you're listening to. It basically sounded exactly like what happens when your internet starts to be a little bit picky, at least in my case, if I'm listening to music or something and it hasn't fully buffered to the point where it's just kind of catching it, it'll do kind of that. It'll like stutter through it just for a few seconds and then stop. So when this didn't do that, I thought it was me. I thought it was my connection and my weird cable making a weird moment, but apparently not. That's just such a clever approach to like catch the listener off guard and make them recalibrate themselves and their thoughts and pay attention again. It's basically a musical equivalent to jingly keys. Like, oh, pay attention. Did you hear that jingle jingle? Like, it just checks you a little bit and kind of gives you this reality of just, whoa, I need to pay attention here. I need to stop getting so complacent. That's what that did to me. It was really neat. But I also love that it didn't really bring it back up until the very end where it had some of that stutter stuff come back in. That's a really cool sound design. It almost did what you would anticipate in sound design backwards, where usually you would introduce something like that subtly in the background and just kind of let you know it's coming and then bring it to the full force of that full stutter. And this did it the opposite way. It came out of nowhere and then it kind of trickled in that tease at the end, like, oh, it might happen again, pay attention, like you never know, right? And then it just lets it fade. It lets it decay out on that last really dissonant, honestly, note of the bass, that lower end. It just kind of whoosh, and it doesn't really have a discernible tone or note there. It's not really in the key of the song. It's just noise that's dissipating off into space, and that's really cool. But also, if I may try and dissect what the song is talking about here, because it gives me that Midwest emo vibe, I think that this event, whatever is going on in this chapter, is supposed to be extremely emotional. I'm not entirely sure to what degree that may be, but since it sounds like that, since it sounds the way it does, I feel like there's a huge depression in this. Like, it's dealing with somebody's loss, death, etc. I'm not sure who's dying when or what's going on there. The only one I could even consider is maybe the one with Kal'tsit, because I learned about that recently due to another reaction a few weeks ago. That could be the case. It could not be the case. I don't know how fast they move through these things, or if that was even relevant to this. I don't know how all of that works and if it was a part of chapter 15 or whatever, but that would kind of fit. If it has to do with somebody losing something that dear and precious to them, that tends to be kind of the vibe of a lot of Midwest emo. It's either I grew up in a small town and I'm a sad boy because there's not much going on, but we got our friends and we got our vibes, or it's my girl broke up with me and I'm basically related to everybody else, so I can't find anyone else and I'm stuck here lonely now, and you get that depression that comes with it. So I could see that going in any way, shape, or form. But since I now know that Kal'tsit and that like dragon girl, I forget her name, they're like kind of one and the same. They share a lot more than the average person, an average relationship would. They're very close. I would not be surprised if that is the case, if there is that emotional toll to pay here. And this chapter does deal with a lot of that as a result of this song just sounding so much like it has to deal with all that. But that's just a random crackhead theory, so let me know if I'm on the right track there, or if I'm completely off base, as always, in the comments below. I know you guys aren't afraid of doing that because I've read the comments of the last video, so I know you will let me know if I'm stupid, and I appreciate that. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you have something else you want me to get to, by all means, drop it in the comments below and I will do my best as always. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!